I am so excited for this video right now. Welcome to my channel if you're new here. Hi, my name is Courtney. I am the online bestie that helps the girls that want to help themselves. If you are a returning subscriber, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. I'm so excited to film this video today. I've been literally looking forward to it all day, but I wanted to make sure the mood was right. So we've got our PJs on, we've got a cozy blanket with us. We're talking dating red flags today, okay? Grab a glass of wine, get your PJs on. In my case, I'm drinking tea. I've got a chai latte sitting next to me, and grab your popcorn because we're spilling the tea today. It's gonna be quite entertaining. My popcorn preference of choice is this Boom Chicka Pop behind me. The sweet and salty kettle corn is my shit. I could eat a whole bag in a day. And if you've got cuddly animals like I do, make sure to have them close for comfort because we're really getting down and dirty today, and you might hear some hard truths if you're in a bad relationship. I've been there. Trust me, it gets ugly, but that's why we're talking about it today. And we're gonna talk about every stage of a relationship as well. So first and foremost, I want you to pause this video right here, go get your PJs on, grab your wine, grab your tea, grab your popcorn, grab your blanket, grab your cats, grab your dog, whatever you need to watch this video right now, and let's get into it. I have my notes here as well. I do need a sip of my chai latte. First and foremost, these are the stages that we're going to go through. Talking stage. So your talking stage is going to be like 1 to 3 weeks when you first start talking to this person of interest that you may want to get into a relationship with. This is also for the girlies that want a serious relationship, like you want to do the whole thing with a person and have a wedding and a marriage and kids and like be successful within that wedding, marriage, kids. If you are looking to hoe around, this video is not for you. You're probably the walking red flag, but to each their own. That's okay sometimes. So the talking stage is about 1 to 3 weeks when you're getting to know a person from the time that you meet. The second stage is going to be casually dating. This is what I consider from the 3 weeks to under 2 months. We've got officially dating, which that is going to reach from about 2 months to roughly 2 years, or until you move in with the person, because the next stage is going to be living with them. So living together, I find it so important to do before you are married, and then finally marriage with kids. So starting off with stage number 1, the talking stage. This is the point in your relationship where you just meet, you're just talking on either the apps, or maybe you met them somewhere out in the wild and you are trying to get to know them. First, for me, I find that social media in this situation is so beneficial, because if I meet you in the wild, how do I not know that you're a serial killer? And I guess you can't really tell that from social media, but you can get a better grasp of the person. And so I always like to have their social media. If they are a person that doesn't have social media, give someone your location. That's my best advice there. But some dating red flags within these first few weeks, I would say not replying fast enough. So hardly answering back at all. Won't take your calls. I think it's so weird when people do not answer a phone, like ever. You're never on the phone. Like if you find that awkward, gain some social skills, because talking on the phone is normal. It's like talking in person. And if you find that weird, get over it. It's important to have that communication, to be able to talk to your significant other on the phone without it feeling awkward. I get maybe like the first couple times it's like, oh my god, what's gonna happen on the phone? That's kind of nerve-wracking. You've never had full conversations with this person on the phone before, so like get used to it. But if they don't want to talk on the phone after you've been talking for 3 weeks, red flag. Isn't excited to plan dates with you, isn't already planning the dates with you. If someone's just like, yeah, sure, we can go do whatever, no, red flag. They don't really want to spend the time with you. And if they suck at planning dates, they will get over it for the time being. Trust me, I've got one of those. When I first met my boyfriend, he was always texting me, despite him being in Mexico, like on vacation, always texting me all day long, called me at least once a day, and just like, even for a 5-minute conversation, because he wanted to hear my voice, planned our first date in Mexico to go ziplining. Excuse me? Like I have the best one. I'm sorry, he's taken. Straight up, if he doesn't do any of those things for you, he's not the one. And the reason I say that is because now that I have Isaiah in my day-to-day, we've talked about how he responds to me, and he'll blatantly be like, yeah, I'm not really a good texter. Like, I don't like being on my phone all day. This man was on his phone all day, every day. Wakes up at 7 a.m., would go to bed late. We stayed on FaceTime for 8 hours when he was in Mexico one day. What? If he's not excited to plan dates, just remember that if he wanted to, he would. One of my biggest pet peeves and the biggest red flag is talking about how much game someone has or talking about how good they are, you know? Ew, gross. If they were really good and has a lot of game, they wouldn't be talking about it. They would just be sly about it because they'd be humble about it and not say it out loud. That's so disgusting. You actually don't have it. You have to say that you have it, you don't have it. Flexing about materialistic items. Truthfully, Chad, I don't give a fuck about your sports card that sounds so goddamn loud, or how much it costs, or where you're going next week because you have all of this money and connections. I don't care. If you're paying attention to me, that's what I care about. If you're prioritizing me, that's what I care about. But I don't give a shit about anything materialistic wise in your life. Got it? And then finally, has nothing that they are working on / no goals. I have never met a person that I was entertained by that isn't working towards a goal, even if it's like a gym goal or like a mental goal or something. It could be a very, very simple goal, but as long as you've got something going on, you're looking forward towards something, you're looking forward towards a trip, you're planning a trip, whatever it is, if you're working towards something, that's a goal in my mind. But if you're not working, if you're just like chilling and you're not really working, you're still living in your mom's house, letting her fold your laundry and do everything for you, I am not interested. That is a huge red flag. Moving on to casual dating. So we're into the 3 weeks to under 2 months range. I need some popcorn. This is at the point in your relationship where maybe you've gone on a couple dates, you've gone out to dinner, maybe you've gone to like a game of some sort or mini golfing or something fun. If they don't tip well, that's gross. Red flag. If you're not tipping your server, it's 2024. Let's get a grasp on it because it's giving broke if you don't tip. Number 2 is no effort in planning dates. They're making you do all the work. Red fucking flag. They should be as excited as you are to go on these dates. So why not make it something that you both want to do? Find out some common ground. My cat's about to eat my popcorn. Find out some common ground, make something fun for the both of you to have a bonding experience. But not only that, if you're trying to win someone's affections over, why would you not see what their interest is when it comes to what they want to do on a date and plan it for them? Like, that's just dating 101, having fun. This one is a pretty controversial one, but if they are offering to take you out, they should be paying. And vice versa. Like, if you're offering to take them out, you should pay. Or go, like, splitsies, or even have a conversation about it. I truly think that, like, if they are asking you out on a date, they should pay, because who's to say that they're not someone that is just, like, a freeloader and wants to mooch off you? You don't know that. You don't give that to them right off the bat. Talking about other women constantly. Like, I get if you're casually dating and you aren't official, so you want to like play the field a little bit, see which one piques your interest the most. Don't talk about that to someone that you're trying to pursue. Sorry, I'm holding my hand here because he's trying to get to my teeth. It's not yours. I just think it's so icky when someone is like talking about their experiences with other women consistently. I'm not talking about like the 1 or 2 mentions every once in a while. Like, you gotta talk about some history and things that you've been in, but like when it comes to like good experiences, no one wants to hear about these other women that you're dating. So red flag. Going along with that, comparing you to past women that they've dated. If you do something differently and they say, oh, well, when I was in my last relationship, they did it this way and I really liked it that way. Okay, go be with them then. Red flag. Move on. Only talking about themselves. Ew. There's nothing that I notice more than a conversation whore. If someone is only talking about them, their experiences, their likes, their dislikes, what they do for a living, like, and not asking you any questions and not actually engaging in the conversation, they're just talking about them. Like, unless you ask the question, make sure they're asking a question back, or like as simple as oh, I do this for a living. What do you do? Making sure that they're turning it so that you get to answer that question as well, instead of them just talking about themselves, bragging about themselves. Disgusting. And going along with that one is making sure that they're engaged in the conversation. There's nothing that I hate more than if I'm talking to someone and their responses are, yeah, cool. Like, be on your phone, you might as well. And that's another red flag. If you're on the phone on our dates, how are you gonna get to know me? How am I gonna get to know you? How is this gonna go anywhere? Like, that just doesn't make sense. Get off your phone, engage in my conversation, and ask me some damn questions about myself. Is rude to wait staff. So going along with the tipping, if you're rude to the wait staff, it's giving broke. It's giving red flag. Absolutely not. Like, you cannot think that you're all this high and mighty. We are all human. We are all doing something something to get to our next point in life. Like, if you're rude to the waitstaff, you can just like, go fuck off. I won't even entertain you. I'd get up at the table and be like, absolutely not. Can't hang. I have depths to this one, because if you can't hang, and I mean in the sense like, if we were to meet up with friends and you're just in your little corner shy and like doesn't want to be there, is moody, grumpy, and wants to go home, okay, go. Like, I'm gonna have a good time with my friends. Red flag. Walking red flag. Okay, making comments on how you look in other people's perspective. I appreciate when someone is like, oh, you have something in your tooth. Like, that helps me out. Thank you. If you're commenting on how my makeup looks too much, or how I'm overdressed, or I'm too showy, or why are you showing off your makeup to someone else, that is leading into being a controlling boyfriend that I am not going to put up with. Red fucking flag. And then this is also going to be a pretty controversial one, but wants your location. I am all for sharing my location with my significant other, but not when it's been under 2 months, because I'm still getting to know you. How do I not know that you're a psycho that just wants to see my location? Could you imagine talking to someone for 3 weeks and then being like, okay, share your location with me now? No, absolutely not. Are you kidding? Psycho. How do I not know that you're just trying to find where I live so that you can, I don't know, kill me or something? That's weird. I don't approve. Moving on to the officially dating. So this is 2 months to about 2 years, or whenever you move in together. I feel like most people move in together around the 1 to 2 year mark. Me and Isaiah moved in with each other after like 2 months, and that is because we lived in different states and didn't want to do long distance. I live in Los Angeles. It's expensive. It brought out the biggest truths between the two of us so fast, and it is a hard transition to make. I don't consider it for the week. It really escalated our relationship super, super fast, but luckily we both wanted to find our significant others that we wanted to spend our lives with, and we love each other a lot, and we work things out easily, so it worked for us. That doesn't work for anyone. That was kind of a fluke. But let's get into officially dating. Number 1, he doesn't call you his girlfriend, boyfriend, significant other in public, or to other people, or to his family. That is a red flag. If you guys have had the conversation of like, we're only seeing each other and we're dating, and like, you're my girlfriend, I call you my girlfriend to your face, but he doesn't want to say out loud to other people, I think that is very sus. Red flag. Or say he doesn't want to make it serious and it's been 2 months and he's still like wanting to keep it casual, but you're wanting to get serious. 2 months is enough time to know if you want to be with your person or not. So if he's not vibing with it, cut him loose. Red flag. Won't give you his phone password. I know that there's gonna be so many people out there being like, well, privacy is important, and don't get me wrong, I agree with you. The reason I say this is that I don't need to know your phone password. However, if I were to ask you for it and you were sus about it and you didn't want to give it to me, then I'm gonna be questioning what's going on in your phone that I can't see, because there should be nothing in your phone that makes me question the status of our relationship. I don't want to go on your phone and snoop around. I'm not going to, unless you give me a reason. Actually, that's not true. I feel like I would just cut them loose and be like, this is why you're not honest with me. I don't feel like I can trust you for XYZ. I think that is important to know that if you were to ask for his phone password, to even just go into his phone for doing something, he's not weird about it. I'm not saying to just like snoop around and have access to his phone whenever you want, because girl, you got your own phone for that. My man saying I didn't his phone password to me, I don't know it right now, but he's told it to me a billion times. I just forget. This one really used to bother me anytime it happened in my past relationships, but choosing friends over plans. Like, if we have plans to go do something and then last minute you're like, oh, but guys want to have a guys night, oh, guys want to go play poker, I'm gonna go do that instead of following through with our plans. Red flag. Are you kidding me? Absolutely not. Can't hang without a drink. This is a sign they're alcoholic. They cannot hang out with you without being like drunk or having a drink or smoking or doing some type of drug. Red red flag. You're just like leading into a relationship that is going to have a lot of addiction issues, and that is not fun. Trust me, I've been there. Can't compromise. If someone cannot compromise with you and they only see their side of any situation, red flag. That's so annoying. Unless they can like grow out of it and you can see some improvement, I would not continue the relationship, because it's sometimes you are right and sometimes they're wrong. Not every person is in the right every single fight. So if they cannot see that, or if they cannot at least learn to recognize their faults, immediately no. This is the stage in your relationship where you're probably recognizing if they're controlling or not. So like I said before, where they were talking about your appearance as in the eyes of someone else in a negative connotation, they're probably controlling. One of my best friends, her ex-boyfriend would like hate when she would go out with makeup, or like if she was going on a trip and packed her makeup, he would make a comment on it and just be like, why are you packing your makeup? What do you need that for? To look pretty. I want to look pretty. I want to look presentable. I want to take pictures. You do not have a say on what goes on my face, makeup wise, or anything else for that matter. I am my own person. Thank you very much. You are a red flag. And lastly, for this section, not supportive of your dreams. If you guys aren't even living together and he's not supportive of the things that you are doing to make your dreams come true, and he can't fit in your lifestyle like that, bye. Now we're getting into the living together stage of the relationship. I've got a lot for these because I've lived through it. Me and Isaiah's transition into being a very well put together couple inside and out really came through in this stage. Granted, we moved in together after 2 months of dating, and we had not seen each other prior to those 2 months for 3 years. So it was a big transition and a lot of fights came out of it, but we got through the thick of it and are breezing through the rest and are loving the result. So, number one, doesn't help with cooking or cleaning. Luckily, I have a boyfriend that does both of these. A lot of these do not have reference to my current situation. I just want to preface that. But if they did, these would be red flags that I could not handle. So it doesn't help with cooking or cleaning. If you're just momming him and doing all of his cooking and cleaning all the time, red flag. They are looking at you in a mom perspective. Doesn't help you pay the bills. Like, again, with the freeloader comments. And I get, like, every situation is different. I think for this, like, it really does depend on the situation, because if you guys are living together for a long time, he's working, he's paying bills, and then all of a sudden he loses his job and he can't, and you have to support him for a little bit, that's totally fine. Make sure that he gets back up on the horse and gets a job soon. If you guys move in together and he doesn't have a job, or he's not paying bills, like, what are you doing? And maybe it's a situation where you make copious amounts more money than him, but I feel like if that were to work, you have to have some sort of compromise, in the sense that, like, okay, you're paying for the bills, then he does all the cooking and cleaning. You know, you need to have a balance there. But if he's just sitting on your couch and you're paying for everything, cooking for him and cleaning for him, bye-bye. Going along with the paying the bills, transparency about finances. I do not understand when relationships do not have transparency about finances. Me and Isaiah have a joint account. He knows what's in my bank account. I know what's in his bank account. I know where his money is going, and he knows where mine is going. And we split bills according to what we make. Like, that's how we just pay the bills. I think it's really sus when someone doesn't want to share their finances with you. Like, if you are leading toward a marriage and you're wanting to put a ring on it and legally bind your lives together, that includes your finances. So you should be transparent about if you're really rich or really fucking broke. Getting annoyed with anything that you ask them to do. So, like, let's give the scenario of you getting ready for the night out and you need some help with something really quick, i.e. like, hey, before we go out, can you unload the dishes or take out the trash real quick? And they're like sitting on their phone and they're like, yeah, what? Maybe that's not the best scenario, but like, I think that if they complain about any task that you need help with, that's a red flag. They don't actually want to help you and take an ease off of your life. So not wanting to help you out is my next point there. I just think that's so rude, like immediate red flag, because if you're not wanting to help me out, what are you doing in my life? You're supposed to make my life be easier so that we can help each other out and get to goals that we want to be at. Also, like, don't you want to just see your person be happy and like be stress-free? Is it that much of a problem for you to help them? I think that's really weird. Red flag. This is a big one that I've heard a lot from people. Anyone that pressures you into doing doing something, like anything in general, but specifically any sexual situations, if someone's pressuring you to do anything, red flag. That's not cool. That's borderline rape, and
Get the fuck out.
doesn't want to watch your TV shows with you. I feel like when me and Isaiah first moved in, he doesn't like my drama sappy shows, and so I very clearly realized that, so I just stopped playing them on our TV, and we'd always be watching his like stupid Family Guy or whatever, and he'd always be wanting me to give his shows a chance, but when it would come to my shows, he'd make little comments. But we've gotten to a point now where if he's playing on his phone, he'll be like, oh, you can put your show on, and I'm like, oh, yes, that like just relieves any stresses that I have. Manipulates, gaslights, get out. Walking away in serious conversations. This is so aggravating to me. If someone cannot have a conversation and communicate to you in a time of need because they don't want to and they get overwhelmed and they get stressed out, red flag. I understand that sometimes like you need a break from the heat because it's too intense and you don't want to say something that hurts your person worse, but if it's every single time you cannot control your emotions and you need to walk out of a conversation when someone's giving you some criticism on the way that you've been behaving, red flag. Can't apologize. Even if the person is not in the wrong, but they do something to hurt your feelings and they can't apologize for just hurting your feelings, immediately no. Doesn't prioritize you. I think that's so ridiculous. Why would that person be in a relationship with you if they feel like it's a chore to prioritize you? If they just genuinely can't do it and they don't want to do it, why would you be with someone like that? There are so many people out there that would give you the world. Go be with one of them instead of this half-ass sorry excuse of a person that's not wanting to prioritize you. Doesn't acknowledge your proud moments, celebrations, or any like significant points of your life, i.e. like if you get a job promotion and you're so excited and you tell them about it and they're like, oh, okay, cool. Anyways, what are we having for dinner? What are you making me? Or celebrations, they forget your birthday, get out. Or they forget like a significant turning point, like, I don't know, your parents died and they don't remember the death date and now you're feeling pretty emotional around this time and they blame it on your period or something, red flag. Get out. Doesn't show signs of growth and improvement. Okay, so say they do some of these things and it's been about 2 years. Have they grown out of it? Have they shown signs of improvement? Can they take the criticism and work with it and become a new version of themselves to be a better person for you? If they cannot do that, red flag. If they're still pulling the same bullshit that bothered you 2 years ago, why are you still in the relationship? Can't take care of themselves. This goes along with making you cook and clean for them, but say you go out of town and you come back and the place is disgusting. There's like fast food everywhere. They don't feel good. It's super visible that they cannot take care of themselves because they've always had their mommy do it for them. Red flag. You're always going to be taking care of an extra kid when you have kids. Having no ambition. If they're getting comfortable in a relationship and they have no ambition to do anything to like keep the relationship alive or create goals for themselves that they want to go after or create goals for the two of you that you guys both want to work on together, I just find that lazy and I think that's a red flag because who wants to be in a relationship with someone that doesn't want to do anything ever? Last segment is going to be the married with kids. A lot of this is dealing with kids, things I've heard from people. I hear them talk and I personally have had conversations with Isaiah about these things because I want to make sure that I'm headed into a relationship when we're married and have kids that I'm not the only one responsible for the kids and that they are our kids, not just my kids. So number one is doesn't help when the kids are involved, doesn't want to take the kids to school, doesn't want to take them to soccer practice, dance practice, doesn't want to get involved where they want to go to their soccer games. Why have kids? Like they're supposed to be this beautiful combination of the two of you and you're supposed to be teaching them how to live life in these first 18 years of them living with you. So why would you not want to get involved? That makes no sense to me. Red flag. Won't change a diaper. I'm not changing every single diaper. If you refuse, I'm leaving. I'll find someone else that wants to change the diaper for our kid because that's ridiculous. Doesn't know how to take care of the kid by themselves. They are constantly relying on the mom to take care of the kid and doesn't actually know your baby's wants, needs, signs for whatever they need. That's crazy. That's actually so crazy that you wouldn't know how to take care of your own kid if you had to. And it should be a regular thing where both parents take care of the kids by themselves. Like you should know every little quirk about your kid, what part of their learning journey that they're on and what to work with them on. Like that's just how you should be. So if you're not like that, red flag. Going along with that, if you're on the phone while you're watching this kid and you're not entertaining the kid and you would rather be on your phone, on Instagram, on TikTok, whatever it is, watching videos, playing games, doing anything but being an entertainer for your child, red flag. Doesn't help benefit the kids with their learning. I hate when parents don't prioritize their kids' learning and their growth, and that being like tummy time and reading and shapes and colors and the alphabet, and then later on in life like numbers and sentences and how to learn math, like doing all of those things so that when they go through school they have an easy time. If your person isn't willing to help you with that and like teach your kids these life lessons that seem so small but they are huge to that child, red flag. Doesn't make time to have like one-on-one dates with you specifically. Being able to construct a date night between the two of you and be like, hey, I've got the kids going to our parents' house. I'm gonna take you out on a date because we deserve a night out. The kids are gonna sleep over at grandma and grandpa's or the babysitters, whatever. And if they can't do that, or if they don't want to do that, they don't want to prioritize it, because your guys' mental health is still important and you can't be around a kid 24/7 and still have the same type of relationship. Being able to prioritize it is so important. And so if they're not willing to do that for you, red flag. Okay, so thank you so much for watching my dating red flags. I hope you learned a little something. Maybe you need to hear some hard truths in order to get you into the right relationship. If you have any dating red flags that I did not mention on here, please comment them down below. I would love to look at them. I find that so interesting. These are mine, and I feel like the majority of people, but if you have a controversy with one of mine, please comment that down below too. But if you liked this video, if you were entertained, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for another video like this. It's just a free way of showing some support to my content so I can continue making videos like this constantly. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your night. Bye!